Afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing? I'm trying to make sure this is good. Hope the food was fantastic. All right, I'm trying to make sure this is on. It's good? Louder? All right. It's good? It's good? All right, all right. All right. All right, first and foremost, I wanted to thank Sepia for having me. Thank my grandma for having me as well. Gotta give thanks to my grandma. It's definitely a big honor to be here. I definitely remember growing up, coming down from Atlanta, Georgia, to come to events like these. And so it's definitely a big honor to be able to be a keynote speaker now. And I'm looking forward to sharing a few words with y'all. I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't open up my speech with some words from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So I'm going to open up with that. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We got some difficult days ahead. But it doesn't really matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we, as a people, will get to the promised land. This is the last paragraph of the very last speech that Dr. King ever gave on the evening of April 3rd, 1968. Powerful words that summarize the lifetime of fighting for his dream. When you sit down and think about it, all Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wanted for the communities he fought for was a series of chances. Think about that. All he wanted, his literal dream, can be summarized into a few chances given. A chance for racial reconciliation. A chance for America to truly live up to its creed. A chance for people of color to be judged by the contents of their character and not by the color of their skin. A chance for all Americans to realize the American dream. A chance for every person to be fully human in this country. And on that night in 1968, he knew that his road would soon come to an end. Yet Dr. King was at peace because he had been to the mountaintop. And like Moses, God had shown Dr. King the fruit of his labor. And the fruit was very good. 50 years have passed since Dr. King was killed. And we have seen and are currently living examples of the promised land that Dr. King saw on that mountaintop. Because of the dream, we were given a chance and the right to be in this very venue today, breaking bread with one another. Because of the dream, we were given the right and chance to go to any school or college that we want to. Because of the dream, we were given the chance and right to befriend who we want. And because of the dream, Barack and Michelle were given the chance to run this country. And they went 2 terms with no scandals. This is the promised land that Dr. King saw on that mountaintop. This is the fruit of his labor. This is his dream realized. You are his dream realized. Now, I know that today is all about him and his legacy, but I would be remiss if I didn't ask you this. What dream will you realize in your lifetime? What are you willing to lose your life fighting for? How will you carry the torch forward? Dr. King's work was great, and his legacy is strong. However, there is still work to be done. Dr. King simply helped us get our foot in the door. It is time for my generation to take it further. It is time for us to buy the building that the door of opportunity is housed in. What are you doing to become the next great example? What are you doing to build your own legacy? How are you working to expand that promised land that Dr. King saw on that mountaintop? I would encourage every single young person in this room to not simply see this as another day off. Don't just see this as another holiday, but see today, this day, on January 14, 2018, in honor of Dr. King's legacy, to find your own dream and commit your life fighting for its realization. This world is a much better place because of Dr. King. But this world is not a perfect place because of him. There is still work to be done. But I'm confident that this generation, my generation, is up for the task. As I close, I want to leave you all with this. Dreams are not just fantasy. They're simply roadmaps waiting to be used. I want to tell you a little bit about that quote, because I've used that quote to define everything I've done in my very few years of life. When I was 16 years old, I had a dream to transform how education is done in this country. I saw too many of my friends dropping out of high school, not pursuing the dreams that they wanted in higher education. And it's not because they weren't able to. It was because somewhere down the line, the educational system had dictated their dreams. Somebody told them that they couldn't be a doctor or a lawyer or an artist. Somebody down the line told them that, oh, you didn't get the grade. You might not make it in college. And I saw that as a problem. So I decided to fix it. And at the age of 16, I founded a nonprofit organization called Dream Chasers. How ironic. I decided that it was time for students to have spaces and places where their dreams were not only encouraged, but fostered towards success. I wanted to put the power of education into the hands of students and allow students to encourage each other to chase their dreams with all their heart. I worked night and day to make this organization possible. I even took a job, my very first job, at my local skating rink and gave every dime I had to start this organization up. And because I use my dreams as a roadmap towards success, God has opened so many doors. Amen. This organization, Dream Chasers, is now 5 years old, and this organization has affected the lives of over 5,300 students. And we've helped our students earn over $1.4 million worth of scholarships to date. Because of this dream, I've been able to work for the mayor of Atlanta, working on millennial issues and how to retain our best and brightest in the city of Atlanta. I've worked with city officials on giving millennial input on how to make the future a real place of success for everyone involved. And I've been able to be recognized by President Bill Clinton and Chelsea Clinton for the work that we've done. Now, I'm not telling you all this to boast and brag. I'm not telling you all this because I'm anything special.
Come on, AJ.
I'm just a young kid who had a dream and let God use that dream to to create this roadmap for my life. I say that to say that one day, Dr. King was just a young man with a dream, and he let God use that roadmap towards success in his life. And I say that for all the young people in here, every dream that you have was given to you for a reason. It's time to live those dreams and not have those dreams stop when you open your eyes from going to sleep at night. So on this day, on this Dr. Martin Luther King Day celebration, find your dream and chase it with all your heart. And I promise you this, if you do that, one day we'll meet Martin on that mountaintop. Thank you.
The afro. God be the glory for the afro block.
Yeah, cards in there. All right. Okay.
Down there, get a shot.
Next. That's my baby. Next, we're going to have the presentation of awards, Umbrella, Brotherhood, and Heritage by Mrs. Gilmore.
Amen.